Hey, what's going on, each and every one of you? Here I am again. Let's see, the Black veterans back in the place here. I'm always, not in attendance like I should be. But, let me tell you, I want each and every one of you to understand this, okay? Um, Everyone who's known me for quite some time, you know me. I got to tell you guys this. Um, First of all, I want to give love and respect to the people who've always been there, and especially the people who I've helped. Um, it's just energy transferred to me, and hopefully, it transfers positive energy to you, so you can move forward. Okay, so the premise of this particular cast is I was talking with the person I really love and care um, about when you're frustrated, how do you deal with it? Okay. So the thing is frustrated with the VA. Stand strong in your walk. And let me express to you what I mean by that. Um, when it's staying strong in your walk, I ran across a really good brother, a man who I've known for quite some time. Shouts out to you, Fred. Um, he told me that he says, I haven't seen you on YouTube in a while. He says, you need to keep coming up and giving people this message. He says, you've been through it. You've walked through it and you need to let people know. And it's really been interesting for the last 2 days. I've been hearing this as far as me, coming up and actually doing things. The reason why I don't come up a lot, guys, is because I make sure I want to have something to tell you. I don't want this is not the Jerry Springer show. And shouts out, rest in peace, Jerry Springer. But it is actually to hopefully help you to, look, um, at this time I've still taken L's from the Veterans Administration. Okay, when I go and try to file for some things, I've been shut down by Social Security several times. It's been a lot of things, but I want you guys to understand this. I know it's very frustrating and it's very tiring. I hear a lot of young cats telling me that we don't hear from. Hey, shouts out to you, my brother J3SG Farmer. How you doing, brother? Shouts out to you. I appreciate you being up in here. Let me give you some hope. I get my thing going on here. Appreciate you guys. Um, but I've been getting a lot of young cats telling me, that us older cats don't give them, I guess it's the real meat of things to move forward. All right. And now, you guys in the chat room, please, if you have something that, just put it out there because this is what it's about. It's about, because when I talk about the frustration of dealing with the VA, now I'm 60 and I'm still dealing with certain aspects of the VA. Now, when we got past the 100%, right? When we got to the 100%, now it's other things that we need to be aware of and we need to be conscious about. And so that's why when you come to my channel, please ask the questions. Let me see, where's my I'm sorry, I didn't get my email there. My email's at the bottom there, but just send me an email and I'll get back with you on email. I really don't check much in the on the videos. I do look at your comments, and please, honestly, I do that. Okay, so but what I'm saying is this: with me dealing with this so long, you know the 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 thing that I want each and every one of you to understand, and my friend Fred said this as well. He says he's at 10%. He's been fighting, and getting L's, L's, L's. So better than frustrate himself with the process, he went out and got him a gig that's going to give him his money. Okay. And so us as a community, we have to chime in And we're going to have these conversations when we're going to talk about an issue that one of the viewers or one of you have. We're going to talk about. I want you to put that issue in here. I want you to email it to me, and I will. We were going to sit there and we're going to bring people up to focus on your issue. All right. And this is free information. So you have to understand this as well. This is opinionated information from myself, the viewers who are here. Um, and like I say, it's opinionated, and not to say that it's wrong, because each travel is different. Just like your DNA is different, it's different from everybody else. So, but the thing is, we are trying to head to a space together. But it's like me having a severed arm versus you having a back injury, or you having just a leg injury. It's going to be different. It's going to be looked at different. But you're trying to get your benefits. You're trying to get to where you can benefit and your loved ones can benefit behind that. Okay. So when I say, when I talk to you guys, and you ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna try to get myself more in a professional realm. But when I talk to you, ladies and gentlemen, it is the point that I want you to understand that it doesn't have to be VA, 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 and even if it is VA, and you get um, turned down for the first time, take your breath back. You know, go and do what you have to do to make your money, to make your ends meet. Don't let the process frustrate you where it depresses you. Don't let that do that. Um, I've been down that avenue, honestly, and um, I've had people who've tried to, who, well, I won't say, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. So let me try to put myself at a medium when I talk to you like this. I've had people who have been interested in talking to me, but then when I disclose, exactly who I am, they just, run to the woods. But that's fine, because different stroke for different folks. And this is what I want you to understand, even about whatever you're dealing with. If you are a veteran, or a mother, father, wife, anything related to veterans, um, pay attention if you are in that life, if you're not in that life. And if you are in that life, please come up and offer your input about how you navigated through these systems. I don't want everybody just to stay fixated on just mine. I think we have, as a community, how do we how do you and I, Vanessa Kitty, a good brother, and thank you, J3, MS, JTSG, Farmer, Blessing, and this is I would say with this brother here too, and I would say what's blessful about this internet, I think I said this a while back ago, is that meeting people who walk in different paths but have the same spirit. This is a very beautiful thing. Um, from my brother J3GS, Farmer. How many? I live in a city. I live in a downtown area. We do we and I live in an apartment. So get your own place. Get with this brother here and learn, if you haven't learned officially how to farm. Get with these brothers and sisters on the internet. I want you to understand that I want to hopefully enlighten you as far as how to navigate from my perspective, but I want you to understand this. You're going to need that strong root of you. Take your time away from everything. Um, Shouts out to Susan. Breathe, breathe. Ask yourself sometimes, when you get frustrated, how does your breathing change? When you get turned down, you get that L like I get, and I am 60. I'm still catching them. Please believe me. It's still a fight. because you know what the biggest fight is, and I want you guys to really pay attention to this. The biggest fight is lack of knowledge. Are you seeking the knowledge? You know, our biggest fear is not just talking on stage, it's the fear of the unknown. When you walk in the house in your house and it's dark, you're scared to step in that toe because you don't know what is, and so you cut on the light. And so the light is broadening what's going on in here so you can enlighten here. My thing is mind, body, spirit. If the body goes out of whack, it's going to affect your mind, which affects your spirit because you won't get out and get that sunlight that is essential for you to have. You won't get out and interact with people. You won't come up and interact with people how to get your situation hopefully resolved, right? So it's going to require action, but it's going to require mind, body, spirit to move forward. So, my one of my good friends on here is Vanessa Kitty. She went through years of trying to get her disabilities, how she should get them, and went through a lot of heavy political stuff, but she ended up getting it. So, um, and shouts out to my best friend Patty J. Welcome home. I'm glad you had a wonderful time. Um, um, and my thing is, and and it's probably me a promising is that I probably get maybe 10 likes because I'm trying to really express to you. I can talk to you a lot about this is what I've been through dealing with the VA. Uh, and I can talk to you a lot about the paperwork side of it. But a lot of people will not talk to you about the mental side of it, how much it takes a toll on you. And when you do all that fighting and somebody tells you no or denied, it's like taking, the pen, taking the air out of a balloon. It's deflating. It hurts because, we're not going to move forward. We're trying something unless we're moving forward on our best foot. And this is not true all the time because in this area, in these days in here, it's fake it till you make it. But when it comes to your health, um, look, I'm never going to tell you do nothing illegal. I'm going to tell you to look out for you. If you're going to go in an exam, understand what you're going into. If you're going to file a claim, understand the ins and outs as much as you can. And this is why when I first started this, I told people, I said, look, you probably don't need to hire an attorney. Go to these guys here. Now, when the PACT Act is a different thing. Let me hit the PACT Act in a second here. But the first thing is when we file claims, you might want to look, but you have to look at, you might want to look at getting an attorney, but you have to look at your injury, what the symptoms are, what the VA and how they rate your symptoms to be. Now, this is what I say when you go into it. Now, I'm just talking about the paperwork. The paperwork part. We're not even talking about the paperwork. We're talking about you doing your research. Then finding somebody who's going to represent your research, or they are very aware of the research already. All right. Now, I would say this. I'm not I'm not getting paid. I don't advocate for any lawyers. If you are not sure, you can't find nobody to trust, have your paperwork in line, have your injury in line, have those symptoms in line. So, example, Hello, law office, whatever, whatever. Hi, my name is, and basically you're going to call for a disability for veterans, or now the PAC Act is another thing. The disabled for veterans, whatever other thing you have outside of the PAC Act, right? Okay, so now this is my dealings. Okay, um, I was in the military at this time. I had this injury. Um, this is my symptoms. Now, honestly, let me give you honestly and really straight up. I have not talked to any attorney about this, my situation. I would say if this was me, I want to hear what this attorney has to say. But my key questions is for that attorney is, do I have a case? Can I consult with somebody on the case? How much would it cost me for the interview for this case? And if I want to retain this lawyer, how much that costs me? You got to pay attention. Lawyers are no joke. Lawyers are like this. Whether you win or lose, they're getting paid. All right. But you want to make sure that you give your accurate information if you're going to go that route with an attorney. All right. Now, for me, I never went to an attorney. I kept running into veterans. When I became homeless, I ran into veterans. I ran into some of my fraternity brothers. I mean, we all hit some things when the pandemic hit, and then the pandemic hit. My injuries hit me, and boom, you know. So this is why I want to keep you abreast, so you're on top of it before it gets on top of you. You hear me? Um, Understand your situation so you can know how to deal with it. And this is what when you get the frustration with the VA. I would probably go to bet that a lot of us have not looked at the research of what's going on with us. Like, for example, um, if you go out into the woods and you get bit by a snake, if you're a city person like me, you're gonna freak out. You're gonna run up and go try to get some help, and they go, "Look, dude, this is gardener snake, okay?" So what I'm saying is, know your situation, understand your situation, and it's going to cause less. I'm not trying to be a rapper. It's going to cause less frustration when you understand. And I understand you don't have to be a doctor. The thing is, if you're out and you're playing football and you hit your knee, I mean, your knee is pop, you're like, this is excruciating pain. And around it is turning blue and it's turning, that's telling you that it's just more than just sprain. You're probably dislocated or broke your leg. So then you understand this, and I have to go to a doctor. Then a doctor will explain to you, and this is my previous before this. If you don't really know the nuances, then you can hire a lawyer in a particular case like that. I never hired a lawyer. Um, this probably was part of my downfall of not doing that. But okay, here we are. And this is why when I say this, don't be frustrated if you cannot dig up all these answers. Don't be frustrated about your situation. I was talking to a beautiful lady I know, Susan Shouts. Um, it's not getting down on you, and that's what I talk with a lot of the veterans about. When you are suffering from a physical injury, you have to mentally adjust. And some of us have a harder time to adjust it than other people. It's not no don't take that out on yourself. This is how it is. All right. The thing is, when in America, I say this, we have options. We're not under a dictatorship. So get out there and try to figure out what's the best place, state, city that you need to be in to take advantage of your options. Now, like I say, I live up here in King County, Washington. Um, this is not the best place for me to take advantage of real estate, but I have to look around. Um, Down south, I can probably have a 4 or 5 bedroom just off of my disability, but that's just not where I want to live. I was stationed down south. I don't like bugs, to be honest with you. I don't mind bugs. I don't kill bugs. I just don't like, anybody who lives down south goes, yeah, that's mosquitoes, right? Oh, good Lord. But you find, your environment, your space, your place. Even if you live down south, you probably don't like. I know people who don't like working who work graveyard, love working graveyard shift. I could never understand it, but and it works well for them. And they were some of the most beautiful people I met when I met them when I was coming to work. But no, because I didn't get to spend time with them. I'm not playing with those. Those are beautiful people. So what I'm trying to express is this: breathe, which you don't see me doing a lot. Breathe and just kick back. Get out when you're frustrated, irritated. Get out, walk. I used to run. I lettered in cross country. I run. I bike now. I bike probably about maybe 40 or 50 miles. Well, I won't say a day, but when I go out, I'll bike. So the thing is, and just like I always tell everybody, everything that you do will require a breathing, a breath. Honestly, I'm getting with some of my beautiful people with my qigong and tai chi classes, and I'm getting back into my breath. As much as I do with martial arts, I have stepped away from it because once I got polarized by being homeless, I let everything messed with my energy. I moved in the last 5 years. I moved 4 times, and that takes energy out of you. So what I'm seeing, I want you to get this from this as well. Um, when you're going through, start planning for your life now. Hey, thank you so much. Loving me some Tracy, and it's you're so beautiful. Thank you for coming up, sweetheart. You guys feel free. We're having pretty much basically real talk, and I'm giving real talk from an older person because it's from coming from an older person as well, and it's coming from dealing with the government as well, and how do you deal with these things. So the frustration to do with the VA is pretty much like frustrations you deal with in your regular life. you know I was listening to a national public radio, it was NPR up here in the Northwest. um and the thing was, they were talking about when you were in school, how you looked, and if you weren't popular, how did you get past it? How did you move to the next level of being you, right? And so it basically, and I concur with this, and you guys tell me if you have other things to add on with this. It's having a good family, a love support system, and then number one is having you believe in yourself. Having you believe in yourself and having a good love support system is going to help you get through there, get through a lot of things, because when I say this, you're bouncing your spirits, your ideals off of each other. And, even sometimes we do it in jealousy or whatever, as family, we're learning these things, and I'm telling you, I'm trying. I am not the best at this. Honestly, I tell you. And I tell you, and this is why I'm telling you now, is Miss Patty J is in the house. Hello, beautiful. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. And I'm so glad that you had a wonderful time on your time off. She deserves it. Patty's a good girl. She's, she's my best friend, and she's a good girl. So, and everybody knows that because every time they come up, most everybody say hello to Patty J. I think if Patty J had a channel out, she'd probably get more subs than I do. Yeah, but she doesn't. But she's not about this. But she's good at. She's a good friend and she supports, and just like the rest of you, and I appreciate it. So what I'm coming at you guys with is just, look, um, you know, life ebbs and flows. We're gonna have our ups, we're gonna have our downs. And the things we need are friends, our best friends, and our best friends and family. Oh, Vanessa Kitty's in the house. That's my baby girl. I love you, Vanessa Kitty. Just talking about you a minute ago. Good to have you in here, beautiful. Good to see you. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for blessing me with your presence as we speak. Thank you for giving me at least a second of your time. I appreciate you, all of you. Okay, so what we're talking about, and Vanessa, I was talking about this earlier because I was saying, a lot of channels here talk about the paperwork. They don't talk about how it drains your emotions and it drains your spirit, and it sucks kind of the life out of you when you have to deal with all these ups and downs, keep track of all the paperwork, and we don't have this discussion here. And then, all honestly, on the back side of it, I want to talk about how we deal with it and how we get through it. What were some of the things that helped us? You say you must assure the lawyers you're supposed to care with a VA. Yeah, with the VA department. Yes. And we talked about it earlier. Now, I was telling people, I said, when I first came here, I was like, you make the decision on whether you want to get a lawyer or not. And I was saying, but to understand your situation, and this was the one of the biggest things outside of the fear of speaking in public is the fear of the dark. When you go into a situation and you don't know what you are headed into, and so even look, even if you don't know what you're headed into, let's give this. You go. Let me go find a lawyer. You can go on the internet. Back in my day, we had the yellow pages, old school. Shouts out. But you have the internet, and now you get all these tons of lawyers. Wow. Who's going to actually do the best to represent you, or who's going to be the best at trying to take money from you and go, oh, well, I did my best. If you drop four, or, most of they're going to, if attorney's going to say this, and what you're not going to talk to is the attorney. You're going to probably talk to is assistant, and they're going to screen your case. They're going to screen your case and they're going to be like, okay, we think you may have a case and we're going to get back to you. So they're going to go talk to the attorney and go, or they're going to run the paperwork, how they do it. And the attorney's going to say where he thinks he has a case or whatever. And if they think you have one, they'll get back with you and give you a retainer fee. All right. And a retainer fee can get you to 2.5 to 5 G's. All right. That's what a retainer fee, and that's not, and hopefully, but if in your case as a veteran, what will happen is if we think you have a case, we're going to have a percentage off the back end. Now, look in your state and see what that percentage off the back end is. All right. You know that. I mean, because if you do a Social Security claim, and most attorneys will take your Social Security claim because they go, when did you file? Because they want some months in there because they want a percentage off of it once they get it. And they have a maximum percentage what they can get off of your Social Security benefits when you get it. Now, understand when I'm coming from here. Now, let me pump my brakes and breathe. I want you to understand this. What we're talking about is getting frustration off of your spirit, your mind, your soul. Look, in your body. When you try to go to sleep with all this on top of your head, and you're trying to get to that six figures or whatever it is, you want to get there and you want to have at least a clue of what you're going into. When if you ever play in a game and they give you, they do it on the internet now. When you lose your password, you have a hint, right? So when you're going onto the internet, you're looking for hints to deal with your particular situation. All right. And once you understand or get a better understanding, when you go through the Google attorneys to help you deal with your particular situation, you would have somebody go, man, I have that situation too. You might want to talk to this guy here or this lady here, and so this is a thing. You have to, when everybody talks to me and asks me, you know, you know, why I haven't been on in a while, because I'm trying to come at peace with some of the things that I'm dealing with, and I don't want to bring you my subscribers, my friends, um, into a disarray. I want you to be at peace when you move forward. Understand, this is like I take time out from the internet. You take time out of dealing with all this legalities. I know sometime we need that money, we need this dental, we need this. Okay, so I get you. So we need to talk about how we can keep that moving forward. You dig? And so the thing is, I want you guys, to hit me up. And what I would like to do is this. Um, and what we do is discreet, and it's between you and I. You have to deal with Google or Chrome and all that, but I don't put people's information out there. But let's talk about a situation that you are dealing with. Let's call you Jane Doe or John Doe has this particular situation. And I would like us as a community, I said this before, just to help focus on helping get that particular issue resolved because it would educate us all, because then we want you to come back and talk to us. And and shouts out to Steve over what is it, Auburn, Washington, at the work source. I met this brother downtown in Seattle. Excellent brother. So, like I said, when you get with people who's going to give you information, like and subscribe, or just hit those people back at the work resources of where you are, because it's not just and I say to take the frustration off of your back. um I give you what I've been dealing with. I would tell you, I got people who are afraid to talk to me because I've been too open about who I am, which is really bugs me out. It trips me out. I'm not mad at it at all. I understand. I'm not saying I'm a serial killer or anything like that. And no strikes out, because nowhere near that. I'm a person has been through it, and I am seeking peace. And I want you to have peace as well. And when we talk about you getting your benefits, it's talking about you being, financially, medically. And I'm telling you, for everybody who's listening who's under the age of 40 years old, start paying attention to your health. Start paying attention to what your benefits are for your health. Whatever job that you're working, whatever job that you are working, make sure your benefits are intact to take care of your health. Now, this is really surprising, which is super stupid, but it is. Your dental, your health and your dental. I think dental should be a part of health, because if you get an excess in your tooth, it can leak down and breathe poison into your body, and it can take you off this planet. So I think that dental should be with that, but you guys are the new generation that's coming up, and you have to pay attention to that. Your health and your dental and medications. If you really want to know how silly medications are in the United States, whatever news channel that you listen to in the United States, every commercial, let's see how many different pills pop up on that commercial. And it's going to tell you. And if you're paying attention, go to the stock market. And if you really are interested in making your money in the stock market in this world right now, invest in minerals. What minerals are making batteries that are running these cars, right? What minerals are going into making all these particular items that we talked through, that's on my arm, that people put in their mouth? They say diamonds are a girl's best friend, but I'm going to tell you this: when a pandemic strikes and you go into that, you are not getting all what you put in for that you have. Hey, shouts out to you, my brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to see you out here. Shouts out to the GTS squad. That's my boy Vision. Preparation. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. You guys, I got to get on this because my man, um, uh, uh, goddamn it's bacon. I always get this, but okay. Okay, so what I'm telling you, minerals. Look at all around you in your particular place. What is the minerals most put into what you pay the most for? Right? Now, don't get it twisted because some of us go out here and buy a brand new car. And once you drive it off the lot, that's half the price. Right? So, uh, a home, a home is property, right? Land. Get your land. If you really want to understand this too, look at who owns the most farmland in the United States. All right. Now, what I'm trying to express is get you to understand is we can have our frustrations with the VA, but these are the same thing like frustrations in life. We're going to take some losses in life. The thing is having you a strong support system. And I'm going to tell you, um, I am getting blessed every day, and I have to go through dirt. I have to crawl through it. And I'm not asking for empathy because each of you have your own story to tell of what you have been going through and how you've been going through it, how it hurt you so much, but it made you grow. And I tell you, I was spent years and what I say, I've spent years in not growing, but acting out, not I'm letting my situations take control of me instead of me taking control of my situations. So when you're dealing with the VA, I would say this: the biggest and the best thing that ever happened to me is this. Um, I didn't think about it once I filed it. My baby Vanessa Kitty says, you filed your paperwork, then you wait for the response, etc. That time that passes can be a difficult time. And this is so true. And so I would say this, and Vanessa Kitty is right. So once I filed, the only thing that happened for me, this is, I'm going to tell you, this is real talk. So I filed for my situation to get taken care of. Then I went homeless. So my mind was on what caused me that is because, and this is what I say, patience, I was not informed. I was denied. I was being denied. So the thing is, and this is what I'm saying. So my mind kept me off it because I was thinking about other situations that were more than just me waiting for that situation to materialize. And so I would say this. So okay, let me get back on point here. So the thing is, seek peace, seek Zen with yourself. And I say, and please, when I say Zen, it's mind, body, and spirit. Try to keep those in balance. When you start getting into your upper ages, look, you ask anybody when you're past 50 years old, see, when you're below 50 years old, you got until you can live to 50. When you become over 50, you don't have another 50. If you do, you are a very rare person that has an over 100 years old. So you really start having to really pay attention to your love for yourself and for your time. And I tell you, um, I've been very blessed. I have you guys, and I am very blessed with hearing your guys' accomplishments in your life. So I want to hold you guys to this as well. Please, um, I'm going to I'm going to come up and um, my dear, my dear baby, she's going to hold me to this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up, and I want you guys to come up, and I want you to to just mention your accomplishments that you are going through or been through. With these times and all this, I don't want you focusing on what is not, focusing what is, and that is you. You are here. We are here together, and you are precious. I'm telling you. And so, you know, I want you guys to come up and mention, your good things, because, and we're gonna, like I say, this is one your good things. We're gonna do this, and I want you guys to hold me to this, okay? And then we're going to do another one. It's going to be uh, attacking, helping a person attack or tackle a particular issue that they're going through. Okay, so for example, if somebody would ask me about, hey, neuropathy, what's that about? How do you go about this? My thing was, and you guys would probably even know more. My thing would to tell somebody about neuropathy is, um, I want you, if you believe you have neuropathy, I want you to look up the symptoms of what you think you have, but I want you to get with your physician. I don't ever put anything before a doctor because a doctor I am not. Okay. Um, thank you. It's okay. Vision. Preparation. Okay. Okay. Oh, he's shouting out. My bad. But what we're looking at. So when I say neuropathy, so for me, I tell you guys, I got it in both of my feet, my left and right feet. It actually is going up my legs because as you get older, you start going with it. So what do you do? Okay, now the CFR, which deals with veterans' disabilities, okay, which I am not a master at. Well, I don't even play a doctor on TV with that. All right. So what I want you to do is, it's just like, let's just break it down simple. A cold. If you like, man, I'm getting this tickle in my throat. Now my nose is running. Now, us as being in America, we are used to understanding what a cold is. Now, what's the difference from a cold and a flu? Big question, right? A lot of people don't know that. And I ain't going to tell you. I want you to look it up because this is the same thing. When it comes to you dealing with a particular disability, I can sit here and tell you what this is what worked for me up here. This, I'm in a different state. I'm in a different place. I'm up here in Seattle, Washington. But I would tell you when it comes to doctors, when it comes to looking up your paralysis and what the thing is, you can go on the va.gov and really get a lot of the answers that you're looking for. You can just go into Google and say, well, how many, this. And so what this comes with is getting a peace of mind. So I took all that heavy breathing for you. This is coming with a peace of mind so you don't have to be can't sleep at night. One of the biggest things that hurts the human body is a lack of sleep, a lack of deep rhythm, the RMI sleep. Or the what's it, RMI, right? Yeah, rapid eye movement. Okay. So the REM, if you want to put it that way. So if you're not getting good sleep, it's going to affect you. And that's my thing being in the military. I didn't get a lot of good sleep. And so come to find out, and just like somebody told me a long time ago, a lot of it has to do with your mind state. Your spirit. Is it disturbed? Um, um, are you able, are when you're getting sleep, are you able to get, when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? And also your diet can affect that as well. I'm a type 2 diabetic. I am honored because I met a gentleman. Shouts out to Bill over at the center over there at the Tai Chi and Qigong classes. I appreciate you. I got your email that I'm going to get you back. So what I'm saying is I'm going to go and do a organic vegan. I used to be a vegan. I was a vegan for 3 years, but um, United States diet doesn't require you that, and this is why we have I believe, probably a high level of diabetes in America. So the thing is, and this is why I say can help. You have frustration with the VA. It's kind of like having frustrations with life, and you have to stay strong through your whole travel with that, because always I use this mantra: I'm not done because I'm not dead. So that means I have to keep trying. So it's trying for me, and I want to convey this to you guys, is mental, physical, and spiritual health. Okay. Mental is putting something in your mind that can educate that can bring fruits to your body, which keep your spirit growing. And so when I say this is what I mean by this. You can have all the money you want, but if you are physically ill, where's all your money going? Will you have the opportunity to get out and spend it with your loved ones? or to even explore a deeper realm of life that you may be your spirit is looking for. It's not that your spirit will be gone. I don't believe that, but what I believe is your spirit wants to get out and educate you. And when you get out, it's actually walking. I used to run 50 miles a week when I ran across country. So now I will bike to probably two or three other cities. Not every day. I just said that, right? But you guys, just what I'm saying is this, and I don't, I wish I could talk longer. And I probably can if I had to just put it down in an itinerary and go, this is what I want to talk to you guys about. But I get really engulfed in um, things that I think that everybody should be privy to. I don't like to tell you what you need to know or should know. Be privy to it, and you can take it. It's like fruits on the tree. You pick the ones, you go by and you pick, and it's up to you. But the farmer pays attention to the ripe fruits and picks the ripe ones that's going to edify you on your dinner plate. Um, so and don't get me started. I know that's a long journey of how they process fruit and everything, and yeah, I know. So that's why if you believe that, then go to the farmers market and get some organic people who live in your area, and they'll do it, and that's going to make you a lot better. But edifying your mind and edifying your body is going to, you know, um, work in the coordinates of what your spirit is trying to get you to. So when you are out on your journey, don't look at it just a VA when they don't give you where you need to go. I went through it for years. And yes, I suffered through it. Yeah, I did. And but this is why I'm doing this so you don't have to suffer as well. I want you to be happy within yourself. And that's nothing that I can give you. It's something you have to give yourself. And just love yourself. And when you're not around a good support base, understand that and understand how to get away from it. And so you can be in an area where uh, you're being uplifted. And what I mean by this is not being uplifted where somebody's just praising you and just kissing your backside just to make you feel. I mean, when we talk about edifying each other, it's understanding our walk in life. And if I can't relate, then I have to just be supported. If I can relate, I can relate and be supportive. But at the age when you're past, look, you're not in high school no more. And if you're dealing with people who are trying to still have that high school mentality, in the United States, we get by trying to, be a better country. Yes, be a better country, right? And it's a work in progress. It's not going to happen overnight. It's I went through a lot of this in my childhood and growing up. And please believe me, I'm just really getting back to the understanding of just relax and breathe. Take a step away from some things that are really causing you frustration and get into what makes you the person that you are. If you have, I was talking with a person, if you have plaque certificates or whatever, um, don't be afraid of those. Put them up where you can um, admonishing your accomplishments. It's not to be egotistical. It's to also say that you did this. I mean, like, look, I mean, I run some of my best times in 3 miles. And I will never get that back again. But I like looking at the point of saying that, man, I actually, I did, better time in 3 miles than a lot of people will do in their life. And you will do some things in your life a lot better than what anybody else does in their lives. And that's what your DNA is for. And you don't have to be in Hollywood for all that. You don't have to be, the number one YouTuber or a TikToker or Instagram for that. Um, it's just a life. If you're able to touch a life, you're doing great. I mean, touch it positively, you know, without selfishness, without equalness, without it's. And that's why I love a lot. I love you guys here. Um, First Magnum, I appreciate you so much. Fred, shouts out. All you guys, shouts out. Because I've had people come back and they told me, "Why aren't you here?" And it's because I know I'm gonna get around to developing this hopefully before I leave this planet, but um, um, I just want to make sure I leave each and every one of you with something that you can take with you, to hopefully move you into a better stratosphere. And, I'm telling you, throughout my life, it's sometimes been that certain one person that said something that helped push me to the other realm of trying to make a better step in my life. And this is why I say, I want you just to focus on who you are and be happy with who you are. This should have been like easy, like Sunday evening, because if you're going into the work stratosphere tomorrow, take time just to be in your own space. I say this now. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. When you get off Friday night or Friday evening, it's, young guys, I understand because I used to we go out, it's TGIFs. That's why the restaurant, if it's on the West Coast. And I was talking to my friend Patty J. She said she was in Texas and they had it at the airport, but thank God it's Friday. So you go to the restaurant, you slam back a few drinks and have some, appetizers or whatever. But okay, so then Saturday, if you're not, hopefully you're not hanging over or recovering, you gotta Saturday, you gotta do laundry. You gotta do the dishes. Unless you got money, you can pay somebody. And then, as hot as hell as it's been out here, if you got a home, you gotta cut the lawn. You gotta do all this maintenance stuff. This is two things. It's maintenance and things that's gonna project you to another level. So maintenance is going to be kind of like a mandate: brushing your teeth, taking a shower. I hope you're doing these things: washing your laundry, cutting the lawn, cleaning up your house, doing dishes. These are just maintenance things. And these things require time. This is why when people get their big money, they hire these housekeepers, they hire these people to come in because their thing is to make money to pay them. So one of the comedians, I think it was some more, who said this. Um, I don't want a man who can build a house, but that's cool. Don't get mad. If you build a house, great. She said, I want a mother lover who can pay that man to build the house. So, it depends on where you are with that. Okay. So when you're dealing with these situations, it's like, um, you trying to minimize your thing of maintaining. And so this is why we get into our kind of like what we do with the military. You get muscle memory with things. So start getting yourself into a thing where is even though you're trying to get this VA stuff or this life situations, because you guys, I want you to pay attention to this, because they're saying this. So this what we call ourselves is that we were in a recession for a year and a half, and it's apparently supposed to come to fruition shortly here, because the projection is if you make under six figures a year, that you're spending your savings and stuff like that to do your thing, but that's not 100% true. All right, but it's going to get a little tightened up, and now all these things are going on here. So I don't know. Shouts out and prayers to my people in Hawaii. Um, um, much love to you guys, and blessings and prayers for all each and every one of you. Most my spirits be humbled and health and complete. And I hope they keep the original people there, and people don't swoop in and turn it into Honolulu. No disrespect, but Honolulu was all these buildings and like that. And over in Lehman, is very beautiful. I was blessed. Shouts out to Wanda Herd. I was blessed to actually go out there to. If you ever get a chance, go out to Hana, Maui, Hana Maui. It brings you back to the real Hawaii. It's not all, it's really just being at peace with your spirit, and it gives you some time to relax. So, um, I digress always. The thing is, like I said, I want you to focus on that, and like I said, doing maintenance on everything is, and then you're trying to get your thing going with the VA or going with life. Always understand this. Without your breath, there could be no life. So take time to focus on your breath, slow yourself down, and get into your space. And um, your boy, the Seattle Black veteran. Like I said, I'm not trying to preach to you because these are things that I am still learning and going through. I want you to master these things before you get to where I am in age. Okay. And be respectful to yourself, be loving to yourself. Okay. And like my beautiful, uh, you know, um, stop thinking about all the negative. Spend time on the positive now. Just spend time on the positive. It's like this. When I used to work out, I should have put a picture on the screen. When I used to work out, the theory is this, and this is the truth. If you work out 3 times a week for over a year, you will have worked out more than I forget the percentage, but it's way over 50 than anybody in the country. All right. So now if you spend an hour a day meditating on you and your breath, hit me back and let me know if it's got you closer to just kind of coming at peace, you know. And I understand it. If you're surrounded by confusion, it's man, I know it. It can get hard. It can get really hard. So, the thing is, whether it's even just getting out and taking a walk, if you can. When I was back in the day, I grew up in some neighborhoods. You won't walk 2 or 3 blocks without dealing with some issues. Um, uh, if you really want to understand it, go back and listen to some old Ice Cube way back in the day at NWA. Well, Ice Cube and NW back in the day. But that's your mission then, to work and get yourself out of that. To every tribal community, you can find an oasis, but you have to look, you know, and your spirit's going to guide you. Just stay strong with that, and you stay strong with whatever you're doing with the VA, you know. And the thing is, and shouts out to my brother Fred again, is that you're going to get disappointed. We get disappointed a lot, and I'm telling you, it took me what, like I say, 1987 to 2019. You add up the years to tell me, all right? And so the thing is, outside of that, um, my my only advice, well, I'll give you more later on, but hopefully it can work, is that um, take a step back from letting your mind think about disappointments, and take a step back and just think about some of the most things that made you laugh in life, you know? And I don't care, give me 1 or 2 things in 20 years, but and then why, and explore that, get deep and more inside of that, and say, wow, okay. I had my support animal Ziggy pass away recently, and it broke my heart. But and my good my baby and Susan, she had her animal pass away, and everybody, my best friend Patty had her animal passed away, and it broke our hearts. And so and it was the support that helped me get by, but it was also me giving me a break from um, blaming myself. Maybe I didn't do this. Maybe I didn't do that. It took me away from. Uh, it took me away from you know anger. Why did this happen? What did this? And it took me away from that. So, again, before I close, I'm telling you all this because out of the people, the veterans have told me, and people who I met told me what they've been through. when we get onto this YouTube, we don't talk about how the healing. You don't have to, follow my particular route, but if you're living in pain for whatever, and especially if you're a veteran, physically, mentally, spiritually, how it's affecting you, you know, let's learn from each other and let's love each other. This is the best way we're gonna keep it moving through here. And when we learn, especially when we love, we can learn. We don't want to learn through self-hatred. Let that go. You're still here. You're still rapping with me. And you're beautiful for that. And I appreciate that. So I'm gonna give it to you real. It's not gonna be. I know. I should probably put it, but and I will get some updates on some past videos that I did. We'll get into that. But I was talking, and I was trying to figure out how to put this in here. So you're having frustrations with the VA. Stay strong in your walk, and let me tell you, I'm still fighting. Right, and I'm not talking just with the VA. It's dealing with the health. So that's why I say again, get on top of that. Anybody who's listening is under the age of 40, under the age of 30, you should be already on top of what your health benefits are going to be. Because when you get up into your 50s, and then hopefully, it's not before that. I was in my 50s. Medication is an issue. All right. You're gonna have to start getting to know some people, talk to some people, and find out what's gonna be the best route for your particular situation. Dental, vision. These things cost money. And so you want to make sure, and please believe me, whatever state, county, the government, and if you're with a private entity, are you paying for your own glasses? Did you get, and most of you going to get in a copay and you're going to have to pay this much. And when you get with dental, let me tell you this, you're going to have to work it like this. And this is why I say knowing what you're doing. If you got some bad teeth, you go, okay, hold up. All right, all right. And you're gonna have to look what your dental is, because some of it can say you can only use this much in a year. So you might have to wait until October to get that surgery and have that year pay for that, and then move into the next year, and you can still get it to pay more for that. I mean, it's how you got to work it. Okay. I don't know if it's still the same because I'm 100% disabled veteran, but when I was dealing with dental, I tell you, dental, look at these things. And the thing is, how you can eliminate one of them, and that is medications, by eating that's conclusive to your DNA. And I'm gonna go back to vegan because I think it's gonna help me get away from diabetes type 2. Now, you listen to our president, who's now, and I much respect, he got the diabetic insulin down to 30 something dollars. I don't think that this should be an issue in the United States, but I think in the United States that we have bad eating habits, and that's just my perspective. So, it's going to be eating right, which is going to help your body do better. I think it'll help you to help make me sleep better. And so, and it'll help my spirit move a little bit better within my shell that you guys see here when I talk to you. But I want you to feel my spirit and my love for you. I think that's more important than me coming up every other week and giving you some. I'm not trashing anybody. I love everybody. I'm just saying, when it comes to my veterans or coming down, when it comes to old school thinking and talking, I'll give you that. Um, I'm just gonna give it to you with no frills or no thrills. A good man told me this one time. It's not the book with all the glamour and all the pictures on the front of it. It's the substance that's in the book. And you used to hear this by, don't judge the book by its cover. All right. And that's the same with you as an individual. Um, It's how you perceive yourself and what's underneath this cover that we have. And you guys are wonderful, and I know it's going to be projected out of you. And so, just take your time, at least, one day a week. And like I said, with the weekends for the average American, you only have Saturday to recover before you're into Sunday, mentally thinking about what you got to do Monday. All right. And I would say this, I kind of think it was cool thing with the pandemic was, I'm not saying the pandemic was cool. It's the people who stayed at home. You didn't have to go spending all money on gasoline. You didn't have to get up 2 hours earlier and go and shower, makeup, and all that. Most you were able to go to the thing and jump in front of the camera or just get into your computer in your pajamas, which was cool. But even though, unfortunately, the divorce rate went high when the pandemic was here, go figure, right? So that means, us getting more spiritually and mentally involved with ourselves because it's gonna, look, we don't know when it's gonna be our time, but we have to spend our time at the best that we can. I am blessed to have you with me. And please believe me, I went over 3 or 4 cities to help my loved ones. Um there were two doggies. But the thing is, and I'm gonna let you guys go. Be good to yourselves. Love and appreciate the beautiful things that you have accomplished in life and appreciate the beautiful things that make you laugh, right? That put a smile on your face, you know, and just, try to submerge yourself in that and stay around those things that put a smile on your face and that makes you laugh. All right. Accomplishing all this money, listening to all this other stuff, and if you don't take time for yourself just to immerse yourself in the things that made you laugh, the things that, you know, put a smile on your face. What makes you happy? You know, when was the first time you had the best tasty meal that you have, and why haven't you did it again? Right? You know, and it's just not materialistic. It's coming to edify your spirit, your mind, and it's gonna take you away from all the stuff that goes around you that's not really conducive to your well-being, right? So when we talk about these things here, we're talking about moving forward in your life. And when you let some of the baggage go, you're going to move forward. Keep the lessons. Some people have a hard time in the lessons and the pain. You got to, it took me years to get past the pain and just keep the lessons. But now that I learned the lessons, I will not subject myself to the pain. But then I have to be not totally, "Ugh," I have to be like, I see it, I can walk away from it. Some cases, I'm like, if you can't walk away, run, Forrest, run. And I mean that mentally, or mentally, spiritually, um, and most of us, we know we will try to refrain from putting ourselves in the situation once we realize what the situation is. And some of us will say, even when we're like filing claims, we will look at, okay, I didn't file that right, or I didn't do this right. We'll take the lesson. With that loss, we'll take the lesson and learn how to file it right, how to move in the best direction, how to get that information so I can file it right. And I'm telling you, a lot of cats won't listen to what I'm saying here. Um, but it's a life lesson. And as a Seattle Black veteran, I'm not going to perpetrate like I am. I've learned everything. If any of you watched The Matrix, the Oracle, the sign was above the Oracle when Neo entered it, and it said, "Know thyself." So if you know thyself, that's inside and out. How many bones in the human body? How many nerve endings? How long is the long intestine? And that's in your body. And if you've been living with that long, yeah, you're not a doctor, but Let's take it out of just the physical. Do you know when there's a situation that, it's going to stress you? How can you avoid getting into that stressful situation where it can cause um, ramifications to your mind and your body? Now, if you don't believe stress, go and look up ulcers. When people stress too much, it can cause ulcers into the stomach lining, and it can end up in the hospital. You can end up in the hospital behind that. So look at what and the thing is, if you really want to know this, and Susan, bless you, be sweetheart, appreciate you. Pay attention to your breathing. As you see how much I talk a mile a minute, you say, "Does he breathe?" Yeah, I do. So, um, pay attention to your breathing. Pay attention if your muscles are getting tightened up. When you're driving your car, is your fist clenched, both fists clenched? And you have to keep your car in the lane. So they're flexing left and right. You're building up tension with this coming through your shoulder and coming down through your back. In which, if one thing you do not ever want to experience is some serious back pain. You do not. That is very painful, and it can kind of cripple your day. So you have to pay attention to your, do your stretches if you're into yoga. Do that. Tai Chi, Qigong. I recommend those. Um, I am still doing impact martial arts, and what I mean by that is that we're transferring energy from one to another, and we're doing it in a point where it disrupts the body. Um, and you'll learn if and you'll find out when you're tensing up how it disrupts your body and it stops your flow of blood through your body. Um, Even when I was working out, I'm stretching. Guys and girls, please stretch as much as you can. Do healthy stretching. Okay. And if you don't know what that is, go look it up, but do some healthy stretching. We'll talk about this some other time because I want to give you more than just talking about, how to file a claim and, all the ins and outs of that. I want to give you the other side of it. The other side is this: when you're filing a claim, what kind of stress are you going through? When you're filing a claim, and do you know what you're going to be going through? What's the process? When you file a claim and you get denied, how does that work for you? Do you know how to deal with that? And this is the thing, is talking to you on the other side of things. Um, when you're filing claims, what is the emotional thing that you're going through? If you have a loved one, um, and they're going through some things, how do you go through filing those claims to get that taken care of? We need to talk about what you're going to go through emotionally, and most people don't want to hear that. Well, how are you going to tell me what I'm going through emotionally? Well, look, if you go and file it and you don't know what you're filing and how to file it, let's say Social Security, same thing. Let's go filing for Section 8, same thing. Let's go say filing for anything, period. If you have no idea of what you're going through, it's going to cause you stress. So you go and try. This is why we go to school. We go and try to learn. We try to get somebody we know. The best thing through the internet is somebody knows somebody knows somebody knows somebody. That's how I got a hold of you. Right now, is it worth my time? This is what you're going to ask, even while you're listening to me. Is it worth my time? When you go and talk to a person or talk to an attorney, is it worth your time? You have to know this by doing a little bit of homework. Okay. Now, these are the things, and you have to understand your time schedule. This is very important. Your time schedule. It's been said now, the best time for you to retain information is when you wake up. Take your shower, sit down, boom, when you wake up. This is the best time for you to retain information. Our mind is now, from the studies that's recently came out through MSNBC, CNN, and all these other channels, is we will have maybe a minute, 2 minutes, focus on here. I am in an office and I have over 65 inches of screen real estate. And it's because I need information here. I need information here. I need information over here. And so that means your mind is in what we call in the Buddhist sect is a monkey mind. Your mind's everywhere. It's okay, but you're gonna have to stop and take time away from that sometime. You're gonna have to find out is it your physical, mental refuge, and this is what we call in America vacation, um, which is cool, but we don't need to wait a whole year to take 2 weeks of vacation. We need to get by our spot. Shouts out to Patty J. Jean Coulon. Um, sit by the water, um, watch it ebb and flow. Take your time and breathe and enjoy life. Okay. No matter, I would tell you, money does help relieve a lot of pressures, but it does not make the soul. You have to have yourself in that sec where you're looking for that. So keep seeking peace. I'm telling you. And the thing is, if you can work 40 hours a week and you can't take an hour a day, 5 hours a day, a week to get your in your own place and relax, chill, breathe, turn the TV off, turn off the Twitter, turn off the YouTube, all that. Put your cell phone in another room, you know, or if you want to have your cell phone with you, take it with you on a walk. You're getting some oxygen into your lungs, you're exercising your body. All right. But turn off that stuff every now and then because electronics can bogart your life. And you guys can testify to this. In today's TV networks, where Comcast runs a lot of this crap, so you have 500 or 600 channels, and I guarantee you that any of you don't even have watched more than 10 of the 500 or 600 channels because there's a lot of. Let me keep myself in perspective. All right, grab your loved one, take a walk with them, have a conversation with them, shut off the other bullcrap. And if you don't have a loved one, take a walk any goddamn way. If you got a pet, take it with you. But just understand you are important. And I want you to help me with this. A long time ago, I wrote a poem called Me. The world's not about me. I'm not quoting it verbatim, but I wrote this long time. I said, the world's not about me, but it has to be because without me, I cannot see what I see. So if I see, is it all about me or is it about what I see? How do I? So I stopped it there. So it keeps me in a balance is that I am important here, just like you are. So I can tell you how to navigate through all this crap that I've been through. But if you don't do it with your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit in harmony, that's the biggest fight that you have. Get them in harmony. If I worked in Hollywood for a couple of years, I'll never do that again in my life. It's just because who I am. A lot of people lose who they are because they're trying to be something that they're not. When we come and say, who am I? You might be that person who likes just going out in the woods and living or living by the sea. You might be in the middle of in Montana and you want to be, living by a lake or ocean. What puts you to where you are? The thing is, I can tell you by experience, do not wait until you're my age to start trying to figure it out. Not that it's too late. I want to save you from this. I am blessed. When you get older, some of us, if we don't have the money, we're going to end up having assistant care. And Social Security is going to be that you're going to have somebody looking after you. But I'm telling you, the quality of care is the quality of your money in the United States, unfortunately. But that's what it is. If you're not pulling in, off your retirement almost 10 grand a month. And some of you guys can understand this. This guy did this called Two Chains, the most expensive is he did one talking about retirement. There's people who pay $100,000, uh, let me see, 50 to $100,000 a month. And that's because these guys were franchises of businesses. They own this and that, but they were getting a chef 24 hours a day, dry cleaning. They never have to cook. They have these party where they had, wines and this and that and that and this. Um, and I would tell you, for really experienced, you can tell the breakdown of quality depending on what your money is. Now, and that's why I say, and if you're looking at that, let's just talk about just that. Then you're talking about medication, doctors. So that's what I'm saying. Start looking at whatever you're investing in, what's going to have to happen. And the two biggest expenses is going to be house and a car. Okay. Um, if I'll say this, one thing I would say this too: do this. And prove me wrong, but do this. You young guys, young ladies, if you got money, focus on your future. Live in the present. Look 20 to 30 years. Look, your next thing is when you retire. Look at that and where you want to be and how much money it's going to cost you to be there. Okay. Now, what's going to help you get there on top of having that is get you some property, get you a home. Because you see now over here, and I was talking to Susan, shouts out to you, beautiful, up in Queen Anne, north of Seattle, North Seattle, a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom will cost you $1 million plus. Now imagine if you bought it when it was only $100,000. Now you're getting ready to retire. You're selling that property. You're getting that money, and you can put that into your investment with your life insurance. Look at those life insurance plans as well. Then you're going to have Social Security. You're going to be a little out of that. So think about these things. When you start from right now to when you want to retire, what is the earliest age that you can retire, and how much capital would you have when you retire? How much resources will you still have coming in? Your retirement, Social Security, your investments, right? 3 legs. If you can have 4 legs to the stool, you can do it. Get 2 retirements if you can. And as you're going through this job thing, look at what is going to offer you the best medical, dental, insurance. In Washington State, King County gives you the best. All right. So look at that. All right. And it's going to save you a lot of money. You have to look at those things. It's going to save you a lot of money. If you're not, if you really don't care about your money, go out to the clubs every weekend. Drop $200 or $300 on some alcohol that you probably could have paid $30 for, and went home and had your drink, and save you from getting to a DUI. You can stay home, and the farthest commute you got to walk is from your couch to your bedroom. And then, but if you want to really save more money, stop drinking. Hey, I'm not saying that I'm the person. I'm gonna have a beer when I'm done, but I think it'd be the real. Okay. All right. My security cat is talking to me now. I think she wants to come in here. Hey, look here. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Man, I know I get repetitive at times, but I try to find different angles to come at the conversation so you can help you understand. Because honestly, it's not the only thing I get from this is when I see you guys doing better. And at least I know I helped you in some aspect, and if I didn't, tell me, give me the thumbs down, the thumbs up, but subscribe, and just let me know. I keep saying I'm trying to come on here, but I know as I start seeking more inner peace and Zen, I will be up here more often because I can inform you about my travels. All right. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I am the Seattle Black veteran, and thank you so much for being giving me your time. It's much appreciated. And I wish you nothing but the best. I'm the Seattle Black veteran. I'll talk to you later. Take care, guys.